Hey, welcome back to the channel, Push Rodders. So as we're going through the throes of, doing your general servicing and maintenance on your car, and especially if you've got more of a competition race, maybe even, just a bit of a street race car, every now and again you're going to do like a bit of an engine health check. So we're talking checking the spark plugs, checking the tune, adjusting rocker, lash, getting out the compression gauge, doing a compression test, all that sort of thing. Another good place to check is cutting open your old oil filters, and you can get a gauge of what's going on in the bottom end, and to a degree up top as well. So that's what we're going to do here. We've got two filters from different services off of Caspar, our Skyline. Now you can get like really fancy, they look like open up your cans of soup or baked beans, whatever it is, really fancy oil filter openers. This is our fancy one right here. I'm sure everyone's probably got one in their toolkit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cut around the flange part here, and also wear gloves too, because this material gets awful sharp. And we're going to pull the filter material out, which is just paper. It's like in a concertina, you'll see a bit later, and we'll have a close-up look and see what we can see. So in case you're wondering, that's the anti-drain back little valve. Our pressure relief little spring. There's a little bit of dirt and crap in there. So what have we found? Well, I hadn't given the car a good service for a while. It's this dirty sort of crap. It could be anything from a bit of dirt to carbon to soot, all that sort of stuff. Now this by the look of it is the main side where the oil gets pushed through the filtering material, and you'll probably notice it's all clean or cleanish on the other side, but we can't see any sparkly bits, which is usually a good sign. Alrighty guys, we've got the other paper element stretched out off the bigger filter. Now if you're wondering why I'm running two different size filters, I was just doing a bit of a oil pressure experiment with Caspar, and of course, yeah, the little filter, it bumps up the oil pressure just a little bit, but holds less oil, I guess. Bigger filter, you got more element, so that obviously filters, or possibly filters, a little bit better. little less oil pressure. Now, what can we see with this one? Now, all these little sparkly black dots, I don't know if they're going to come up or not. That's all carbon from running 91, possibly 95 octane fuel, mainly 91, which is pretty rubbishy sort of stuff. You don't get the fuel economy, of course, out of it and all that sort of stuff. Obviously not as bad as the other filter paper. To focus. There we go. So, but again, there's no sparkly metallic bits in it, which is a good thing. So what I'm taking away from this is use really good octane fuel as best you can afford. Now, Caspar, it doesn't really go any better with 98 to what it does 95 octane. So I'll stick with 95. Now the sludge and of course the more garbage I found in the smaller filter, that could be attributed to I was running E10 every now and again, and it's given the engine a bit of a clean out, carbon and all the other crap with the alcohol content in the fuel. So that's another possibility why that's so dirty. Now you can get oil analysis done. There is places here in Australia, and for that matter most likely all around the world, and they will give you a sheet of, actually I've got a printout back in a tick. Alrighty, push rodders, so this is part of an oil analysis report for an L94 Scania bus. It has, I think it's about 11 litre, somewhere around there, turbocharged inline 6-cylinder diesel. Now, as you can see, it's got the date sampled, received, reported, how many kilometres on the oil type, make, grade, litres, you know, blah, blah, blah. Now, as we see, metals, part per million, I think that is, ppm. You've got aluminium, copper, chromium, iron, lead and tin, and the corresponding numbers. And you've got the other contaminants as well, parts per million: silicon, barium, sodium, potassium, magnesium, molybdenum, calcium, zinc. Now, a lot of that sort of stuff here will be part of the additives in the oil that for whatever particular brand of oil you use and make and all that sort of stuff, they've got their own additive package. Those numbers will be part of an additive package. And you'll see next under physical tests, I'll do how much water's in there. So that'll be mainly condensation, or if you've got a head gasket issue or something like that. Soot, viscosity of the fuel, so they'll run it through a little machine and it will it sheds the oil or something or other. I think they do have videos that on YouTube, so check it out. How much fuel is in the oil, oxidization, the total base number. Now that will be the base oil that the actual oil is made upon. So you'll have your base oil, and then the industrial chemist, they will go through with all their additives and all the rest, and they blend it and do all their bits and pieces. And at the very last, you see discrepancy, it passed. Well, push rodders, hopefully that video has got your grey matter going, you know, giving you some ideas and to go and cut open a few oil filters, you know, check whatever's in them, make sure your engines are running good, all that sort of stuff. And I mean, that's not just race cars or just your normal everyday car. You could be a fleet manager, managing a fleet of semi-trailers, could be a fleet of vans, whatever it may be, to the guy that's that mows the lawn, and just making sure he does his own services on his ride-on lawnmower, just making sure that's in good nick. So, but anyway, hopefully you've taken something away from that. What are you waiting for? Go and cut open a few oil filters. See you next video.